Hey there, my friend. Welcome back to the Creative Shop Talk podcast. It's January. It's cold where I live. I will tell you, it has been blustery and cold. And today on the podcast, I'm going to talk a little bit about something that happened over Christmas, over the holidays, and a little bit of a confession. I want to jump in with a confession on some gifts that I got that I was a little bit surprised at. I just want to also start this episode off by I hope you took some time. I hope you had a little break. I hope you've had chance to regroup after Q4. What a busy season. And I know a lot of us jump right back in. I know you may have jumped right back into all the things, right? Q1 can be all the things. And here's your reminder that it's okay to have a pause and a little bit of a slowdown. I know a lot of my clients, they plan and prepare for January to be maybe a little slower. Maybe it's not for you. That's not the case for all of my clients. I definitely have clients that are super busy this month and they planned it that way. They've got events and everything happening. But here's my wish for you is that you make sure as we run these life first businesses, so your business is supposed to support your life. So that means making sure that you're taking some time for yourself if that's what you need. So I just want to remind you, I feel like sometimes we need permission. I had a client on a call the other day and she was almost in tears. She was, yeah, I just need to stop. It's okay. We have seasons. We cannot be full throttle, gas pedal forward all the time. So we call them winter months, even if you live in a warmer climate. Winter months, winter time means wintering your business means a little bit of a pause. So there are seasons in our business that have pauses and we have to prepare for those and be ready for them. Okay, I have my finger out. You can't tell, but I'm like really hoping that you're taking a little time. Let's jump into today's episode. I have a little confession. I was really annoyed with a couple of Christmas gifts that my husband gave me. And he's going to hear this because he is also the editor of our podcast, but he was right. He gave me a couple of gifts that ended up being perfect, but at first I resisted. So listen in, let's go. Running a retail business doesn't have to be so hard. Welcome to the Creative Shop Talk podcast, the go-to podcast for creative shop owners, studio owners, and independent retailers. I'm your host, Wendy Batten, retail business coach and mentor. Each week, I'll share simple, proven business strategies, inspiring stories from fellow retailers, and advice from industry experts. Together, we're going to work to find the success you want from your retail business with more profits in your till and a little more joy in your life. Okay, I was genuinely surprised at a couple of gifts that my husband gave me. And yes, there's a business lesson here, I promise you. I was genuinely not annoyed. That's not probably the right word, but tension. There was thank you. So, okay. So the funny thing is both of them ended up, or they have turned into some of the clearest business lessons. That's why this podcast is popped in here. It wasn't actually my original planned one, but I thought they were such great business lessons that I've seen play out. So I wanted to share these. So if you've ever felt resistance to something, resistance to maybe looking at your numbers or changing something, that's fine, or taking responsibility for something, this episode's for you. And yes, it is involving my Christmas gifts. So here's what happened. My husband gave me two gifts. The first one, I'll tell you about the first one first. Here we are, friends. We're back. We're back with Wendy's unique conversation starters. Okay. The first one was a smartwatch. I've resisted getting a smartwatch. I know everybody listening probably has one already. Maybe I'm the last human on earth to have one. I just did not see the need. My immediate reaction is I don't need this. Why did you spend money on this? I'm not sporty. I'm not whatever. I don't understand the purpose. I don't want to be notified. His bings and bongs and no, thank you. If you know me and you've ever worked with me, I have every notification off on everything. I need to focus. I get distracted too easy. I certainly do not want something buzzing in my arm or whatever. Anyway, so that was not I had all these preconceived notions, I think, and preconceived ideas of what I thought this was about. And honestly, I didn't really want to know my numbers. You can hear where this is going, can't you? So if I'm being super honest again, part of the resistance was that I didn't want to see the things that I said I wanted to see. I wanted to know. So my sleep score. I didn't really want to know my sleep score. I didn't really want to know my stress score. I didn't really want to know how much movement I was doing every day. It was easier not knowing. And then my husband said something again. This is so annoying. This is so annoying that he was right. He said, Wendy, you always say this to your clients. You always say this all the time. And it's a quote that I have written down and talk about all the time. You can't improve what you don't measure. It's like, crap. He's right. It was very annoying to me that when somebody uses your own words back to you against you, because he was right. I have been actively working on improving my sleep, my movement, my stress. I've been and just really trying to be smart about my health. These are goals. This is just part of some of my life decisions, my lifestyle decisions that I've made over in 2025. And they're goals that I keep saying, I've said out loud, like over and over again. I'm saying them here again, but I wasn't measuring them. I was like measuring them. It's like you know all your numbers. I'm not ostriching. Do I move every day? Yes. Do I feel good after I sleep? Do I try to go to bed early? Yes. I felt like I was doing enough around that stuff. So, but I really wasn't measuring anything. I didn't have any metrics to measure. So I reluctantly put this watch on. Not reluctantly, but reluctantly. Let's be honest here. And here's what happened. I really didn't know what I was looking at. So that frustrated me because I don't know if you know this about me. I love learning, but I don't being a beginner at things. I get frustrated by that. Anybody else have that? And I feel like at 58 and after running businesses for 30 years and I'm a coach, because the ego gets in the way. I am trying to be a beginner in new things. I'm trying to be a beginner in creative things. I'm trying to be a beginner and I'm always learning. We're always learning, but this felt like really out of my comfort zone. I don't mind learning about business. I don't mind learning new marketing. I don't mind learning. Like I love that. I don't like learning things that I don't have any idea about. And I don't have any idea about these metrics that were popping up on my watch. Well, they were popping up on the app. What would I tell? I put my coach hat on and I'm like, what would I tell a client? So just pick one number, Wendy, just one. Let's just look at the sleep score and what is that number? And I started paying attention to it. I Googled things. I asked chat. I went on YouTube. I'm like, what does this number mean? How is it being measured and all the things? Just like I would tell you about your numbers, just pick one. So I took a very tiny step. I just took the next right step. Again, something that we talk about in our groups all the time, something that I talk about in my coaching. In all of my coaching groups, we have what we call progress pods, and they're literally about the next tiny step movement. So it's really just one step. So what did I do? I took one step. I just looked that up. So now I understood why that number was there. So I wasn't trying to look up every number and overhaul my entire life or anything. But here's what happened. And again, my husband was right. I started paying attention to that sleep score. I started realizing, okay, what's affecting that? And if I have a glass of wine before I go to bed, or if I stay up a little bit later, it was forcing me to actually, not forcing me, but it was like, oh, I want to gamify this and I want to beat my score. And I really, truly 100%. And this is for everybody out there listening. I really do believe that sleep is our number one, like the number one health hack we all have. So I really am very motivated to improve my sleep score. It's important to me. So I'll go to bed. I've been going to bed earlier. I've been like I just started taking those tiny steps. I've been paying attention to what I need to do to get better sleep score. I'm gamifying it with myself. I noticed what spiked my stress because then I learned about my stress score. I learned about my movement scores. I can't remember what they call it, something else. But anyway, the data didn't shame me and I didn't let it shame me. And I think that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought if I know my numbers, it's going to shame me. I'm going to feel stupid and I'm just not good at this and all that stuff, the stories we tell ourselves. And I'm just doing it a little bit at a time. The data didn't shame me and it gave me clarity. It helped me take the next right tiny step. So I've been learning and I've been gamifying, and now I know what levers to pull. Now I know how to get a better sleep score. It's only been a couple of weeks, and not even, I'm recording this before New Year. So it's just really been fun to learn, surprisingly. And once I got past that tension, once I got past that resistance, and once I just like let myself do it, I actually really like it. And that's exactly what happens in business when we finally look at things that we've been avoiding. I don't know. I get so frustrated with clients when they don't want to look at their numbers. And now I get it, like more. I always got it, but I get it because I was that person with numbers too. Oh, it's so powerful and empowering, and I feel really good. Now you'll know what numbers to take. So lesson one, why am I telling you all about my watch? Is because I really want you to pay attention to the tension and understand, where are you resisting change, or where are you resisting things? If resistance is information, so every time I feel resistance towards something, or every time you feel resistance to something, ask yourself why. If something's making you uncomfortable or defensive, that's the other one, or quick to dismiss or pause, ask yourself why. Why am I so dismissive of this idea or this metric that is it because you're like me maybe and you'll feel stupid? If you think you'll feel stupid, but really just one tiny thing. Like, what are we afraid that we'll see? What is the story that we're protecting? That's the other thing. What feels safer not knowing? So maybe for me, so truth, I'm also one of the other health things. Let's just stand here naked and talk to you about all the things I'm working on. But one of my other health goals is reducing things like alcohol. And I've done a great job this year, but maybe it felt safer for me to not see that my sleep is really affected by having a glass of wine before I go to bed. Honestly, I haven't had a glass of wine before I went to bed since I got my watch because of that. So what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of that you're going to look at your numbers and you're going to see your margins are out of whack? Or you're going to look at your numbers and you're going to see your inventory is out of whack? Or and a common place and a common thing that I'm hearing with my retailers, with my clients, is the resistance to maybe putting an open to buy program in place, which is, I don't know why. It's like they feel like they don't want to go to market. And if you're heading to market this month, understanding like just going without a plan is where our cash flow gets out of whack, and is where things just like my sleep score, your inventory score is going to be so out of whack. So just baby steps, like understanding tiny things. This is where I hear a lot, I'm not a numbers person. I don't really understand that. I don't know where to start. Again, just like my watch. So you don't have to understand everything all at once, all at the same time. You just have to start with one number. Like, what's one thing? That's it. That's all we have to start with, one tiny thing. So maybe it's your financial statements too. This is the second sort of resistance that I hear a lot, like financial statements. Afraid to look at our profit and loss. This is what business is. Like, we have to look at our profit and loss. This is another place I find a lot of resistance. We need to be looking at our profit and loss like monthly, if not more than that. Our balance sheet, our expenses, our payroll percentages. This is where information gathers, but it's a lot when you don't know. I have watched my clients over the last couple of years, some in particular, didn't super mad at me even when I would ask could I look at your P&L or look at your balance sheet, and not mad, but they're like, I don't have that data. I don't know where to get that. My bookkeeper will give that to me. Get that information. That's your information. You need it. That's what you're paying your bookkeeper for. So, and now it's like, they're like texting me like, oh, I was looking at my margins last night and get my P&L and it's like the 2nd of January or whatever. Like, it's the second day of the month and they're already looking. So baby steps. Looking once a year is not enough. Baby steps for how often do you want to look at that? You cannot manage you cannot measure. You cannot manage what you don't measure. So we have to keep going back to that, right? We have to keep reminding ourselves, like, what is it that we want to grow, right? What do we want? What are we trying to do here? What are you trying to do? You can't improve what you don't measure. There, I'm trying to come back to that. You can't improve what you don't measure. You can't improve your knowledge if you're not measuring anything. You can't improve your P&L. You can't improve your income or your expenses. You can't improve your inventory. You cannot improve what you don't measure. So baby steps, and we have to get over ourselves around that. Again, if you don't like your profit or your inventory levels or maybe how chaotic things feel. I've been watching tons of retailers this past year, a lot of retailers in my mastermind group, they are working dang hard on their inventory. I will tell you, like trying to get freedom around that, peace around that. Data gives you that leverage. So no judgment, just leverage. Okay, hopefully that's clear. The second gift I received, this is like a lesser lesson, but it's something I see a lot in other in business owners, and it's something I've been catching in myself lately. And I'm like, we need to talk about this. So I'm wrapping this all up into this episode. The second gift that I received was a beautiful backpack. That sounds like very unthreatening, right? But it's a beautiful day hike. So I have been also trying to hike more and out walking, and we're heading back to New Zealand. A lot of you know that my daughter lives in New Zealand, so we spend a lot of time there. I have a lot of clients. Shout out to everybody in New Zealand. So I have a lot of clients there, a lot of clients. So we're escaping winter, going to visit our daughter, doing lots of hiking while I'm there. And I hike here. And again, here's what happened. My resistance to this gift when I opened it was, why'd you buy me a backpack? I already have one. The one I have is fine. I don't need this. And my husband said the same thing back to me. He said, you're always talking about raising your standards. Dang it, he was right again. The backpack I had was old, it was shabby, it was uncomfortable, it didn't really fit me properly. I was like, it's fine. And I didn't need a new one. So it was fine, but fine isn't great. Fine is not where we want to be. And I want you to think about this. It's not about waste. It's not about anything else other than thinking about like how you want to show up in the world. More comfortable, more aligned. Like this bag is better. It fits me better. It shows it's not really crappy looking. Like it's just so much better. And I instantly, the tension that I felt around that, here's the lesson. The tension I felt around that, I think, was that I didn't deserve that. I don't need that. I'm not a professional hiker. It's not a professional bag. It's just a nice bag. But my instant reaction was, I don't know. I don't know if I don't even know if this is going to convey, right? But I see this all the time in myself. Sometimes I don't deserve that. And you know what? We all deserve really nice things. And I don't necessarily mean financially. We deserve to show up how we feel, right? So when I started using this new one, again, just gone on a couple of little short ones, it was more comfortable. I really felt good in it. I had a little more swagger, I think, when I was walking. I was hiking up those hills a little bit better. I see this all the time in decisions we make in business. Everything's fine. Like the counter is fine and my signage is fine. My website's fine. My layout's fine. My systems are fine. My brand is fine. Everything's fine. But fine is not good enough. You don't have any swagger with that fine. We want to show up how we feel, right? So I had a client, and I was thinking about an example to share here. And I had a client who was hesitant about, she felt everything felt shabby and blah around her cash wrap. This is just one part of her shop that she felt was like, it's fine. It's doing the job. It's okay. This isn't a lesson about waste. This is a lesson about what do you want your brand to perceive, like to put out to the world? What do you want to put out to the world? And is it fine? Or it wasn't really working. It was okay. It wasn't working great for her and it didn't look great. So it was nothing fancy and nothing over the top. It was just like, whatever. She made the decision. We made the decision. We co-created that decision, I will be honest. And then we talked about what that could look like. What could that look like for you? What does a nicer cash wrap look like? Or what will it do for you? And we went through the decision process of how much is this going to cost and the whole thing. And she had the budget for it, no problem. And oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot tell you the difference. The entire shop felt different. Customers noticed, staff started showing up differently. It was way more efficient. The staff started keeping it cleaner, which sounds like that's a byproduct of not feeling shabby, right? They really were proud of this station and how it was nice and neat. She felt more confident and I don't know, a little bit badassery, I guess, like coming out in how her brand was showing up. Raising your standards doesn't have to mean like a ton of money or anything. It means deciding that you deserve better. Shabby is as shabby does. I know I've shared that here before, but think about it. If anything in your world feels shabby, whether it's your environment or your clothes, gosh, you guys, like, if anything, I was going to share something funny, but okay, I will. If you're like wearing shabby underwear, you're going to feel shabby, right? So here we're going down some roads today, but understand like shabby is as shabby does. If your surroundings, if your lifestyle, if your clothing, you deserve to show up like a badass, like you feel like your brand wants you to feel. So again, whether that's your front window or the front door, a new mat, I don't know, the front of your shop, the car you drive, the whatever, get a new haircut, whatever it is you need, but make decisions. Like fine is not good enough anymore. Like you want to show up in an energy that feels good. So like when you see me hiking, I'm going to be hiking I'm going to swagger there a little bit more. So I want you to ask yourself, where have you been settling for fine when really you should be leveling up your standards, leveling up your own standards? Just want to leave that there with you. So that's it. I felt like that backpack was another great lesson for me and hopefully for you. And so here's what I want you to take from this. Pay attention to the tension. What is the tension trying to teach you? Is it trying to teach you something? When you immediately reject something, you can't improve what you don't measure. So we need to really start thinking about that. What are we avoiding? And fine is often a big thing holding us back from greatness. So look at your data. Think about where you're feeling tension. Think about where you maybe need to step out of a little bit. And again, we have all kinds of support for you. Sometimes it just takes asking yourself, where do I need to raise my standards? Where do I need to just move through things a little bit better? So if this episode stirred anything from you around your numbers, just think about it. Start simple. I have a profit calculator that could help you. That was one of the things I thought about today. Like, what is like the simplest tiny step that you could take if you're just trying to get comfortable with your numbers? Our profit calculator, it's like an easy yes. It's like it walks you through the core numbers that you need in your business. No overwhelm, no fancy spreadsheets. It's just simple. We literally call this back of the napkin math, like back of the napkin profit calculator. It's from working bottom up. Accountants everywhere probably will laugh their butts off at it, but you and me, we just need something simple. So that's what I created. It's just something super simple. It's what my clients use and love. So you can grab that right now. You can find it on my website. We'll have it in the show notes. And if you're looking at marketing and sales and you want to know, what metrics do I use around that, Wendy? I don't know what data to look at. I don't know where to start. I don't even have an idea. And isn't it just like more posting? We also have my sales and marketing accelerator. That is the one that I used to always run live, but we have a on-demand course now. Everybody loves it. I'm gonna brag on myself here now. It's a very popular course. It's available on demand. That's designed to help you stop guessing, I don't know, like what numbers, because there's no formula specific to each person's, here's what you need to do to make Q1, whatever. It's like we are all going to be doing it different. We're all going to be doing it our own way, but we do need to have numbers. We have to like get brave and look at those numbers and understand what numbers we should be looking at, and just one at a time, just one number, work on one metric. So you can find all that in the show notes here, or on my website at wendybatten.com. I'm like, where else can we find this? I should know these things. So if this episode hit home at all, I would love for you to share this with another shop owner that you have, or if you have any friends who maybe have gotten gifts from their husbands that they were like, what the heck? And see if they can weave a business lesson into this. But we just want you to be more than fine. We want to, if you have any friends or any fellow business owners that might find this helpful, I would appreciate it, because I appreciate you. I appreciate that you're listening. 2026 is going to be a great year. I promise you it can be a great year. We just need to step out of shabbiness and step into what we deserve and raise our standards. So thank you for listening. We'll see you next time here on the Creative Shop Talk podcast. Can't wait to have you join us again. Talk to you soon. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm so glad that you were here to join us this week, and I hope you found value in what we're sharing here. I want to remind you that our website has all of the show notes. You can find it at wendybatten.com/podcast. Everything that you need to hear about today's podcast is there. Also an opportunity if you need to reach out to me. If I can support you in any way whatsoever, please feel free to reach out. So thanks for joining us. Please leave a review, subscribe if you can, and never miss an episode. We hope to see you back here again next week. Thanks, my friend. Have a great week.